Luffy's reach extends far beyond Japan though, and even all the way onto the chest of writer-director Taika Waititi, who can often be spotted in his now trademark blue Luffy sweater, which is often blurred out for various copyright reasons, but that face is instantly recognizable no matter how blurry it is or no matter whose chest it resides on. Weirdly enough, there is some internal censorship regarding Luffy's appearances though, with Oda insisting that Luffy can never appear on the cover of any magazine that isn't Weekly Shonen Jump, which is a bit odd because One Piece has a ton of spin-off series that do appear in other magazines. Other magazines also run by Shueisha no less, and yet Luffy is still not allowed to appear on the cover. The one time this policy was technically broken is when Luffy appeared on the cover of men's fashion magazine Nonno, which broke new ground as the first anime and or manga character to do so. Luffy, what an icon. Luffy is actually so iconic that his trademark Jolly Roger appears in the final chapter of Naruto. Meanwhile, Naruto himself also appears on the cover of chapter 766 of One Piece. Oda and Kishimoto respected each other so much that when Naruto ended, they each did little tributes to each other. It was very sweet. But Luffy's iconism also extends to episode 128 of Inuyasha, when a student cosplayed him in the background. And look, I just find this crazy because I was watching Inuyasha in high school, which means One Piece is older. Probably the most prolific Luffy cosplay comes from Gintama though, a series that makes reference to One Piece so much that it can often be mistaken for One Piece itself. But look, Luffy himself also engages in a bit of the old cosplay, with a favorite of mine being when he dressed up as both Mario and Luigi for One Piece Super Grand Battle X. He looks oddly good. Because Luffy himself does enjoy dress up, sometimes quite literally, as he once wore a delightsome dress for One Piece Film Gold, which resulted in some equally as delightsome fan art. Although Luffy's biggest dress to date is still Dressrosa, which features a very sneaky Luffy reference that you may not have noticed. In the anime, there's a filler scene where Usopp imagines Sugar turning Luffy into a toy, and the toy he becomes is actually the Luffy bomber from the Chopper Man Straw Hat Theater manga, a one-time minion of the evil Dr. Usodabada. And just as a little bonus fun fact, Chopper Man is one of those series that is published in a spin-off magazine that Luffy is not allowed to be on the cover of. But otherwise, this is a very beautiful synergy of like non-canon anime material referencing non-canon manga material. However, when it comes to Luffy, non-canon anime material is not to be taken lightly because it has now predicted the future on two separate occasions. The first of which was the Warship Island arc, where Luffy could hear the voices of animals, which he can now actually sort of do thanks to the voice of all things. And the second was when Luffy became a giant during Zed's ambition arc. More accurately, a giant that could make herself smaller inserted herself in the body of Luffy, then made herself bigger and kind of like wore Luffy as a skin. It was really trippy. Much like the two times that Luffy has now met Goku from Dragon Ball.